We had just a few patrols that did a Fulachta Fiadha. They cooked and they lined the hole with a hide, then they cooked a few bits and pieces, carrots and spuds and stuff in it,
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the same. The food was a little bit flavoured by the fat from the inside of the hide.
Yeah. But that was long ago, That was the way that people, there wasn't gourmet, it was necessity.
Yeah.
And the whole Fulachta Fiadha was about, the digging of the pit, the harvest, and we're here at the Harvest Festival, and it was the harvesting of the community coming together after killing the beast and celebrating the kill and then cooking it in a unique way. Remember, when you talk about pit cookery and people always reference Australia and the Maoris and all that, but here in Ireland we had the Fulachta Fiadha long before anyone else. We had that intelligence how to cook in a pit and regulate the heat of the water with hot stones. So we have just across from me there that we'll be actually parceling up on the with wire and then heating them up and putting them into the water.
Well, where I am here now, obviously I'm in a hole here, right on top of Ballybrick and Green, and within view I can see where the rasher was invented by Henry Denny, and the fla was invented right down the road there by the Huguenots, who were persecuted Protestants from France, and they came ashore, and we have the cream cracker was invented over here. The cream cracker came into existence because it was a port, they needed something that would replace the biscuit, something that wouldn't go stale, something that they could transport and eat more, during the journey. So they invented the cream cracker here so it would last longer, bit of longevity on the journey. John Conlon crossed the road there, the boy soldier, 15 years of age, youngest soldier ever killed in World War. And we have the old jail. So a small little tiny little capsule just on top of a little green, top of Waterford. Very famous.
All right, welcome to the deer, welcome to the lads, thank you very much indeed. We have the skin, we have our lovely deer ready for the Fulachta Fiadha. I welcome all the people coming around here today, and it's a big day for the Harvest Fest to recreate something that we have always had in our history, in our culinary history, and we're going to recreate it over today and tomorrow and cook this lovely animal and feed our people here as we harvest our people, harvest our riches, and also harvest our culture of culinary art. And just in this significant place, when we look at that, we're in Ballybrick and Green, and the old market, the bull ring is there where they marketed the animals. We were talking to colleagues earlier on about that the Jacob's cream cracker was done here, or the cream cracker, the blah just down the road, also Waterford Crystal, and the old rasher that we can't do without in the morning, that was created here. So this is culinary art in action. This is the food of the people, and this is Waterford Harvest Festival coming alive with something unique and something that is of worth and wealth and culture to our people. Fulachta Fiadha, it is the pit cookery of old, the ingenious of the Irish, as we've done with the harp, the pipes, all these fantastic instruments that we've done. We've also done it in cookery, that we're able to cook something through a pit using water and using the momentum of the rocks, heating those to a very high temperature and getting them as the medium to cook the actual beast or the wild game. So Jason, tell me the story about your company and the word Elda.
Elda actually came from the first two letters of my two kids' names.
Okay.
Ellen and David, and it just seemed to sit in nicely, with the Celtic way. The company was a brainchild of mine, I suppose, about 18 months, 2 years ago. Things have went bad here, and I decided to try something completely different.
Yeah.
Now, hunting has been a passion of mine for almost all my life. So I said, why not? Go ahead and see can we do it. So we applied for what we call a game handling establishment license. There is only 6 in the country.
Okay.
that are entitled to do what I do, which is hunt and bring the meat into the food chain.
That way. More like that.
The other thing I want to show you, and I'll be using tomorrow as well, the turf. So I'll be grating that, and then we'll be with herbs, a little bit of oil, we'll be straining that through. I do a turf oil, and I'll be cooking the venison when we char it on the turf oil. The reason I do that is ancient Ireland, and I'm bringing ancient Ireland from the ground back into Celtic cuisine with the Druid chef. All the other pieces, so you can eat everything once you know what you're doing with them, you know. And again, if we ate what they did a long time ago, nobody could tolerate it because our taste buds have gone to another level. But if we can add, you know, our chutney, our dumplings, our bread, our jus, you know, from the Fulachta, we'll have a nice tasty sample for everyone tomorrow on that. And that's so that's old style, this is new style, and the two worlds are coming. Now, we dug the pit yesterday, we got the deer in, the deer has been working itself overnight. We've wrapped it in the hay, I think we caught that on camera, and we've the Fulachta going. Now the scouts are behind me, they're heating up all the rocks, the fires are going on. I'm waiting for the barbecue to you know, come to mature heat so that we can put the grills on, and I'll finish cooking a little bit there. And then we have a menu to develop here for the actual crowd as they come down during the morning here for the Fulachta experience. So let me explain what I have here. I have already got my suet. I have a lovely Flavin's oatmeal, the organic. Remember, it's organic week as well, support all that. And again, you're looking at the natural ingredient of Ireland. And then we have nettles and lovely herbs. Now Donald gave me the herbs, so they're actually there. I have lovely bay leaves and I have nice mint and that, and I'm going to be using them throughout the morning. Anything that I can get locally, I'm using here. I don't want to be going to supermarkets. I want to ask the people, bring the food, we will cook it, we will taste it and all that. The bread has arrived as well from Tom Jones, not the great singer, the great baker, I would say.
This one here, which is a traditional soda bread, but it also contains the seaweed dillisk, okay, and it's harvested in Dungarvan, in Clonea, and we harvest it ourselves, and it's washed and dried and added to the recipe. This is the brown bread, okay, which is a traditional kind of monastery type brown bread. Contains wholemeal flour, pinhead oatmeal, olive oil, it also contains trace of cinnamon as well. What we put in this is kelp, which is dried, ground down to a powder and added to the bread.
And then Norbert Tull has given me his lovely chutney, so I'm going to enhance the actual Fulachta meat with the lovely chutney. So that's all the menu, that's where we're at. We're all alive here, everything's happening, and I am so excited just to do this. It is an honour, it is a pleasure, and this is what has to be done, to show people how we used to cook long ago and what we can actually produce out of the pit and then bring it into a modern context on my mobile kitchen as well. Other little thing that I have my turf oil here, so all the turf in the oil, we have worked with that and brought all those lovely flavours. So when we start barbecuing, we'll do a little bit of turf oil as well. So I'm just going to turn to the crowd and give them a little. So welcome everybody. Gormila mahagab falcha rov gachtina agus Thomas and Shaw and yo. Oh Yanov Portloriga on Kokrupt on Fulachta. Such a lovely word. It is in the vocabulary, it is ours, and it is ours to do today. When I talk about the Harvest Festival, we're looking at the harvesting of you lovely people here from Waterford. Things are tight, things are hard, but as we come together as a nation and as a county and as a city, that we can see our skill set. Food and tourism is the way to go, and when we look at these two elements, we have plenty of it here at the Harvest Festival and all over Waterford. So I have on my stove here, I have a little bit of the juice of the game, so you can see that that's all cooking nicely. I got some nice vegetables, I got lovely herbs will be going in there. My Celtic seasoning as well. Now I'm not using salt and pepper, I'm using a mix that I make myself with little herbs, seaweed in there, and also a little bit of clove, nutmeg. I have cracked pepper, cracked salt, sea salt, all there. So it's a nice spread of a seasoning that will enhance the venison as well. In this pot, just water, and I'm just going to take out my little bit of flour and make myself a few little dumplings and talk to you while I'm doing that and getting that organized. And a dumpling would be your winter food, and also it is a fat and a starch coming together to, instead of a potato or instead of your noodles and that, a dumpling would be the actual way. So a little bit of flour in my hand, I'll just pick up a little bit there, just throw a little flour into my dish, and I'm just going to make my dumplings, roll them like that and bring those there. Now I don't mind the smoke, I don't mind the smells, I love being out in the open, and this is what it's all about, you know, doing something unique. And that all you have to do for a dumpling is just a little bit of flour, roll it in, and all you're doing is a little ball like that, and we'll poach these off or boil them off in our pot. And again, in the pot I'll do a little bit of the actual seasoning, Celtic seasoning, to give it my little touch, my Druid's touch and all that. There, we'll just see how we are with our hay rope, and we done our hay rope yesterday, so we're just going to get this, and I just put it on here. All right, as I said, a little technical. Now I'm just going to let that settle there, let all the juice come out of it. And just to show you that I've wrapped the meat in hay. Now what I have to do is bring it into a modern context and use some of these ingredients that I have around to enhance it, so that when we eat this, there's a few little things that go well. The bread will go well with the chutney, the jus and the dumplings will go well with that, and it'll enhance the meat and that. So I'm just going to let that settle down. All right, just getting ready. So the Fulachta Fiadha is doing its job. I think we're catching on camera the stones going in and out, and that's the whole essence of how you cook. There's enough heat in the rocks. The rocks is the medium of the heat. We're adding heat into water. When you add enough heat into water to bring to boiling point, then, you know, things start cooking. Now, in here I have my water as well. I want to bring that to the boil. And I just add my dumplings in there, and we let them poach away, and we'll get a nice little cooking going on that. Okay, so those are in now. So we just let them come to the boil, and we'll cook up with those. All right. Now, the gravy, I'll just tell you about the gravy. What have I got in there? I have a nice, we call it mirepoix, but lovely harvest vegetables. Our celery, our onions, our carrots, our herbs, our bones from the venison, our nice juice, our stock gone in there. And that's what it is, a nice little pouring juice. Because when you're looking at venison, you need something with a little bit of flavour to give that. Sometimes a little dry and that. And because we're so fresh yesterday, you know, we're looking, and in the Fulachta Fiadha it'll be a bland kind of taste that we're looking at there. Where else would we be but in Waterford, the home of the old blah? But you know, we've other things that are quite interesting as well. We've our seaweed bread, and also we have our lovely oatmeal bread that's going to go with this Fulachta Fiadha. And again, it is the local baker that came up, Tom Jones, as I said, not from Las Vegas. He's not the singer, he's the baker. And he brought me this lovely bread, so we're going to kind of bring that together with our lovely dumplings. They're beginning to boil now, our jus and our venison, so we're all getting ready, okay? I see something in here already. Yeah, here's our. So what I'm trying to do now is just take all that, the hay away. Yeah, it'll burn off nicely. And then just give my nice little bit of seasoning. Just going to let that rest there for a minute. Okay, a little bit of my turf oil. Now just getting a little bit of juice in here, the juice of the game. Even I might throw a little bit over there. Come on baby, light my fire. Now I'm going to cut up the first little bit, put it through my jus, get my dumplings ready, get the bread cut, and then open the chutney, and then we're ready to go. Is that fair with everyone? You all looking forward to it? Now I'm just going to take a few herbs, garden herbs that I got from Donal. Little chopping on those. Going to flick them over. Our venison is just ready. And then we have our chutney. I'm just going to open now, get a spoon into that. And then we'll do our nice bread. and then we're ready for the off. The crowd have been here waiting anxiously. They've been really patient, you know, working with me and seeing what we're doing. It's very, very interesting. Scouts are working away. We're at the Fulachta Fiadha. You know, it's a labour of love, but very, very hard labour as well. We're just ready. The first cook-up that we've done. We've all the components ready. And let me show you the sample that I just want to give out to the people. So we have a little bit of tomato just going in there. A nice little bit of venison just going in there. I'll give them half a little dumpling. And then a nice little bit of bread to go with that. And then the free spoon. And we just open up our serviettes. And they get a free serviette. Now, yeah, you can help now. So I just want to show that to camera. There's what we have. All that. They're going to eat that. It's going to be absolutely lovely. And we're going to give them a little taste of that. And the last thing I need to do is just get my little bit of jus from the pot here, nappe that over, or just to pour over. Shouldn't be using French words. No, I should actually, because in Waterford, did you know that they spoke French for 200 years? Was it 200 years? In Waterford that they spoke French. So a big French connection here. So I'm allowed to say nappe over, to pour over. So that's our first little sample. I'm just going to give it to this lovely lady here because you stayed with me. There you are. You enjoyed that and that. Lovely. Okay.
My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she laid her hands on me, and this she did say, it will not be long now till our wedding day.
How did you find it?
It's fantastic.
No, how did you find
Oh, it's
it?
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Much
You'd
more,
recommend it?
much better taste than I expected. I thought that would be very bland, but it's very, very tasty. All the herbs and the spices that he had is really quite different.
Anybody for some venison and some dumplings? Did you have one? Thank you. There you go. Thanks a lot.
How is that, guys? Yeah. Now, will you all get your money ready, please? Okay? So things are hard here in Waterford, and we have to...
And how is it?
It's a free spoon.
And I have a rare, lovely, it's beautiful. I've got venison.
Venison, we have harvest chutney, nettle dumpling, and juice of the game. So unbelievable.
Can I have one?
Anyone else want to have any money? Go on there. Are you blue or red tickets? Stay all day.
Take the chance.
So softly she and she laid her hand on me.
Alright. Free spoons, sir.
Yes, she did say,
Spoon, yeah. Alright. Anything else left?
Unique flavour.
Did everyone get the brochures from the...
Is that the bread from
This is the thing.
Vitality here?
That's the one, the very
Belgium.
one. Yeah.